Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do my 20 to 25 week pregnancy update. Pretty sure the last time I did a pregnancy update was right about 20 weeks. Today is February 1st, 2017, and today I am, 25 weeks and 4 days, I think? Maybe 3. Hold on. 25 weeks and 4 days. So according to this little app that I have 14 weeks and 3 days to go. All right, so let's start out by talking about the elephant in the room, I guess. We're having a girl. If you didn't see our gender reveal, I did just spoil it for you, but I will try to remember to link to it up there. I can't believe it. We've known for over a month now, and I've had 2 scans that confirm, yes, we are having a girl, but I still don't really believe it. I just cannot wrap my head around having a girl. I was so convinced, as you guys know, that we were having a boy. My jaw like literally dropped to the floor when she told us that we were having a girl. I could not believe it, and I still can't believe it. And it's not that I'm disappointed that we're having a girl. I'm really kind of scared to have a girl. I will be completely honest. I have been just in this whole little boy world for 5 years now, and that's just kind of what I was expecting, or really what I was expecting to happen, is to have another little boy, and my entire world just kind of got rocked, and you know, it's just gonna be very different than what I thought it was gonna be. And I'm not gonna lie, like buying all the pink stuff and all the frilly stuff is really fun, and we painted her room pink and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing, and it's gonna take a while, I think. But we are having a daughter, so we're gonna have a little boy and a little girl. And yeah, so that's that, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta be honest too, I am so scared to raise a teenage girl. Oh man, that's not gonna be fun. But you know, of course that is a few years away still, so we will cross that bridge when we come to it. But we are having a little girl, that's what's going on. So let's move on then, I guess, to symptoms. One symptom that I've noticed that I definitely did not experience with Harry was a constant runny nose. It's been going on for, gosh, 2 months or something now. I don't think I mentioned it before, but I just have this constant feeling of like extra mucus kind of just like hanging out in my nose, and I constantly feel like I'm on the verge of getting sick, but it never goes any further than this, knock on wood. It's just really, really annoying. I always feel like I have to wipe my nose, and it's just kind of just there, and it's just really annoying, but I know that it's a pregnancy symptom. I've heard that that's something that can happen. Like I said, it didn't happen with Harry, so this is definitely something new, but definitely a pregnancy symptom, and I'm really looking forward to getting rid of it. And then one kind of like anti-pregnancy symptom that I've been having, and I don't even know that I should talk about this, because as soon as I talk about it, it's probably gonna start happening, but I don't get up to pee in the middle of the night. Let me repeat that. I do not get up to pee in the middle of the night. I'm 25 weeks pregnant. I should probably be getting up at least twice a night at this point. I don't know why that this is happening to me, but I sleep perfectly fine throughout the night. I get a very, very good night's sleep. And again, this is something completely different from when I was pregnant with Harry. I remember starting to wake up to pee in the middle of the night somewhere around maybe like 15 or 16 weeks. And of course, it just got more and more and more. And I just did it throughout my entire pregnancy. And I just had really bad insomnia with him. And I was really scared that it was going to happen to me with this pregnancy. But knock on wood again, I feel like I've just been sleeping so well for somebody that's 25 weeks pregnant. I don't wake up to pee in the middle of the night. Of course, I go right before bed, and I do go right when I wake up, but I sleep just fine, a full 8 hours without being woken up at all. It's glorious, and I'm hoping that this lasts as long as it can. But then conversely, it would be nice to start getting into that routine of waking up throughout the night, because obviously when she gets here, you know, she's not going to be sleeping through the night right away, so I will be getting up in the middle of the night. And I think that's part of the reason why your body does that, make you pee during the middle of the night, is to get you ready for when the baby comes. So I don't know. I mean, it's nice, but I kind of will hope that it does maybe start happening, maybe at like 33 weeks, we can have it start happening, and I would be okay with it, so that I can kind of start to get ready to wake up with the baby every night. And then another kind of anti-symptom that I have is my nails aren't really growing, and neither is my hair. When I had Harry, my nails grew so long, and they were just beautiful, and they were so hard, and they were gorgeous. And my nails definitely are not doing that now. I mean, they're not short right now by any means. My camera really isn't focusing on them, but there we go. But they're not anywhere where they were at this point in my pregnancy with Harry. Maybe just because I'm doing a whole lot more now. You know, we've moved, so I've got a whole house now to take care of and running around with my little boy and everything, so maybe that's part of the reason, but I just don't feel like they're as strong this time around, and they definitely are not growing as fast as they did. And same thing with my hair. I mean, my hair in general, I mean, my hair is super, super long, so I think it's probably at least a foot longer than it was when I was pregnant with Harry, so that could be part of the reason. But I remember with him, my hair was super voluminous, and it just was so nice looking, and it grew a ton, and I just don't notice that with this time around, and that's not that big of a deal, but just something that I noticed. And then one other thing is, of course, my back pain, and it is not going away. It is just getting worse and worse no matter what I do. Like, I'm sitting here on this chair right now, and I've got a big old pad on it because I cannot sit on a hard surface anymore. I cannot sit on the floor anymore. I can really only sit on the couch, and even, you know, sitting on a pad here on this chair is not fun for me. So I am going to the physical therapist finally. I have my first appointment in a couple of days, and I could not be more excited for it. I am very much looking forward to that. So hopefully she can help me, you know, come up with some exercises or some stretches that will help my back. I don't know if it's actual sciatica or if it's SI nerve pain. I've done some research, and they are very, very similar to each other. The pain is basically in the same area, and it feels very similar from what I've read. The only thing with SI nerve pain, the pain doesn't really radiate down your leg, and that's kind of what's making me think that that's what I have, because it really doesn't radiate past my butt. It starts like right in the middle of my hip, in the back of my and then just kind of goes down towards my butt and then stops. It doesn't go much past there. So I'm thinking maybe it's SI joint pain, but it could just be general sciatica. I don't know. Hopefully she will be able to treat me either way. Then I won't be in so much pain, and I'll be able to do a few more things, you know, because my son constantly wants me to play with him, and I just feel so terrible that I just don't want to, and I feel so bad that I can't, but I hate to say it, but it's not worth the pain. But hopefully, like I said, the physical therapy will really help. Then one kind of funny thing that I wanted to talk about, it's not really a symptom or anything, but we had a bunch of people over the other day for a party that my husband threw. A bunch of his friends came over, and one of them has a 4-month-old son, so he brought him over, and as soon as he came over, it was so funny. You know, of course, you know, my son's 5, and of course he's going to be right in that age where he is going to be jealous of a new brother or sister that comes along. That's just kind of par for the course, I feel, with him being the age that he is and when we're bringing the baby home. So I've known that, but it was really, really interesting to see how he reacted, because he's never really been around babies very much. So it was really interesting to see how he reacted to the baby. And as soon as the guy came and sat down with the baby, of course the baby was in his lap, my son goes right up to one of my husband's other friends and just asks him if he can sit in his lap. And so he was like constantly like just clamoring onto this guy the entire night, just always wanting to be on his lap, just wanting to be there with him, just to try and get the attention, which is kind of funny, but also kind of sad at the same time. And it reminds me to tell myself here, so I can remember to not let that happen too much to Harry, because I don't want him to feel left out. And obviously he's going to, just the nature of the whole thing, you know, I'm gonna have to tend to the baby and carry the baby around and do all of that stuff, but we need to remember to take some time out to just hang out with him, whether my son and my husband maybe go to the driving range. I know they love to do that, or if I take Harry out to lunch one day or to go see a movie or something. I think it's really important that we balance it out. And of course it's easier said than done. You know, when she actually gets here, things are probably going to be very chaotic, but I just really want to hopefully be able to remind myself to spend as much one-on-one time with Harry as I can, and as my husband can, because I think that's really important. I don't want him to feel left out. I don't want him to feel any negative thoughts toward his sister. He is really, really excited about it now, and he talks about her constantly, and he's always asking me like, so how are my girls today? And he always calls like me a we, which is really cute, and he kisses my tummy sometimes, and so he is excited. But I think once the baby actually comes, you know, then the reality will set in, and we'll just kind of have to see what happens. And then as far as my doctor's appointments go, I've had quite a few. I've had 2 ultrasounds and at least 2 regular OB visits since the last time I made a video, and it was confirmed that I do have an anterior placenta. I know I mentioned that as a possibility in my last video because I hadn't been feeling much movement, especially compared to how much I felt with Harry, and happily it was confirmed that I do have an anterior placenta, which was great news for me, just knowing that that was the reason why I wasn't feeling her. And if you don't know what an anterior placenta is, it just means that instead of the placenta being in the back of your uterus, which is typically where it starts and where it grows from. Mine is in the front. So it's kind of acting as a cushion between her and me, so I can't feel her as much. As she's grown over the last month or so, I have been feeling her quite a bit more, but I definitely don't feel her as much or as often as I felt Harry, which is kind of sad. But I think as she gets even bigger, I'm going to appreciate it more because she's going to be cushioning like the rib punches and jabs that I will probably be getting, but I won't be able to feel them as much. Hopefully, I don't know. This is definitely something new since I did not have an interior placenta with him, but definitely something, like I said, that made me feel really, really good about why I wasn't feeling her so much, because it really was a little concerning to me because I don't know, I felt at that point I should have been feeling her a lot more and I just really wasn't. And as far as my blood pressure is concerned, I'm still on the labetalol 2 times a day, and I take my blood pressure all the time, and it's okay. My doctor isn't concerned about it at all. She said the goal for me is 140/90, which is higher than a regular person's blood pressure should be, but because I was on blood pressure medication for so long and I do have a history of high blood pressure, she's letting me go a little bit higher than what would typically be normal and be okay with it. She said she wouldn't be concerned and I don't need to call them unless I start getting multiple readings of 150/100, which I haven't hit quite yet. I have gone up to maybe about 145/90. 92, just 1 or 2 readings, so that's definitely not consistent. I actually had an appointment with her this morning and I think it was like 135/75. It was something like that, and the nurse even said, I don't think I'd ever seen her before, she didn't know that I was on labetalol or anything, and she said, oh, that's perfectly fine. So I guess that's good. So far so good. We are holding steady with the meds. I don't have to increase anything or anything, which is really good, but I'm sure it's coming because by this point with Harry, I had been hospitalized already. My blood pressure had already spiked. So I was really, really nervous like the day that I had got, I think it was 24 weeks and 2 days is when I went into the hospital with Harry. So when I hit this pregnancy, even though I know with Harry, it's not like that day specifically is when it spiked. It probably spiked, it spiked sometime within that month between doctor's appointments, and I just didn't know. But that day in particular, I was just really, really nervous that it was just gonna go way up. And so I took my blood pressure like 20 times that day, and it's been perfectly fine. So I'm so, so thankful. That was definitely one of the reasons why I was really questioning whether I wanted to get pregnant again, because I wasn't sure, like, if I had to go to the hospital for 3 days and just kind of sit around, like literally, I just sat around having my blood pressure read for 3 days. It was kind of pointless. But back then it was no big deal, and now it really kind of is, because my husband has to work. I've got to watch the kid, and it would be a whole big ordeal now, and I didn't want to have to do that. And so far I haven't. I mean, who knows? Maybe I will at one point, and of course we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. My husband can work from home sometimes if he has to, so that's nice. But of course they don't want him to work from home, but fortunately his office is somewhat flexible that if he did have to, he could, but we haven't gotten there, so it's all good. Then at my next appointment, I do have to do the dreaded glucose test, and I did fail the 1-hour glucose test with Harry, so I asked my doctor today if I should even do the 1 hour or if we should just do the 3-hour, and she said that we should still just try for the 1 hour. I'm gonna try really hard that week, the week leading up to the appointment, to not eat a lot of sweets, even though that's what I've been craving, that's what I want, and to eat a lot of lean protein and like good carbohydrates and stuff like that, and fruit, to try and prepare myself. I mean, I don't know how that really would do anything, but I really don't want to have to take the 3-hour test this time around. That would really suck. But of course, if I need to, I will. And hopefully I would pass that one if I don't pass the 1 hour. And then as far as cravings that I've been having, like I said, I've just really been wanting sweets all the time. That's what I want. Oh my gosh, I cannot get enough sweet stuff. And usually I'm more of like a salty, savory kind of person. So it's definitely different for me to only want sweet stuff, but I don't know, I can't help it. That's really what I want. And clementine oranges, I've been on a real big kick of those lately. I just could eat like a ton of those at a time. And then one kind of savory thing that I've been really, really loving is the McDonald's artisan chicken sandwich. If you guys have not tried that, I highly, highly suggest it. They are delicious. I just randomly tried one a couple of months ago. I never even heard of it or anything. I just saw it on the menu there because I didn't really feel like a hamburger or a cheeseburger that day. And I am so glad that I found that sandwich because it's really, really good. But I don't don't think I really have anything else to update you guys on. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and hopefully I will do another update in the next few weeks or so. But thank you guys, of course, so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I do post belly shots over on my Instagram every Wednesday, so I will have a link listed below so you can go check out how big my belly is getting. It's hard for me, especially with this setup, to do a belly shot, and I'm not wearing a bra right now, completely honest. But you can go check out my Instagram if you want to see what my little belly looks like. It's definitely getting pretty big. But I will see you all in my next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye!